Hello, fellow armchair generals. This is Tom playing another episode here of my Japanese campaign using the Hearts of Iron 3 Black Ice modification version 10.43. Where we left off, and I do apologize for the previous episode, how we got cut off abruptly there. I had run out of storage space for my video there. Fortunately, only a couple minutes was still remaining in that gameplay, so really nothing was lost at that point. And I have taken steps to ensure that going forward, I don't have run into that same situation again. I should have a good couple 10 hours worth of storage available for my videos. I went ahead and loaded the game up for my initial gameplay here for today. Actually, I had to restart the game 3 times before I was able to finally get a good save that it didn't crash the game on me. The good news is, after that first initial save, after it crashes, when you reload the game, it loads up so much quicker. Um, so where we left off, we were doing actually pretty good here. The overall strike into the western part of China is moving along pretty rapidly here. We started just a couple months ago, back on July 1st, so we've made some progress here. Northern China, we took these two cities here very rapidly, but then we got held up by the Chinese holding out in these provinces here. We finally pushed in and through into the southern, a little bit further southern section here, and now we're beginning to make a turn so we can cut off these couple of provinces here and the several dozens and dozens of divisions that are remaining. Um, my Marines landed in this province here, and we took it, and now we're shipping some reinforcements in. Do I have? Yeah, the other guy's slowly making his way here. So we'll have a total of 5 new infantry divisions here that are going to hold this peninsula here, and then also start to move down a little bit further south to this river here. We want to link up with the army that's pushing down south here, and then east. We want to link up and kind of net in all these divisions as well, so we cut them off. Shanghai. Due to black ice events here, we had Shanghai as our province. I believe it's for a historical reason, where Japan had a garrison in Shanghai. My goal was to try to get from the peninsula down to Shanghai and its surrounding area as rapidly as possible, because there are several events that feed more and more units into this city. I wanted to ensure that they weren't going to their doom, uh, because there will be a Chinese garrison set of garrisons that will start appearing here if you don't take control of the city. So we've landed with the Marines, and they've pushed out uh, around the city itself. I had a couple of units. You see here a couple divisions and an actual, honest to God, armor unit as well, which I reinforced, that are holding the line here. The rest of my Marines are sitting here in Shanghai. We're getting ready to our next objective here, which will be Fuzhou. That we may wait a little while. I want to get some further reinforcements to coming in. Not necessarily what I'm building here. I would like to see these specialized light infantry come in here pretty soon, but they're going to take about a year or so before they finally arrive. You see that this one here is showing April of 38, so it might be about spring before we see any of these appear. Otherwise, everything else is looking pretty good. We are honestly, we are wrecking the the overall Chinese convoys coming in here. I have subs lining the whole entire coastline, and then I also have a couple destroyer fleets. My carrier fleets hanging around are sinking as many Chinese ships as they possibly can. But yeah, we're doing pretty good here in regards to negating any and all Chinese shipping going on. We're we're looking now at this point, since we're in fall right now, winter's swiftly approaching. We're looking to try to wrap up this next operation fairly quickly, and hope to have it entirely controlled by the end of this episode here, and start knocking on the doors of Taiyun here, the Shaanxi capital. It's their final remaining victory point. Once we take this, then all of Shaanxi will convert over to Japanese control, and then very swiftly and eventually over to Menjiang. Menjiang will take a good portion of the Shaanxi provinces here. And once that happens, of course, then the Shaanxi units will melt away. I'm looking at the next couple of months here, not only taking Shaanxi, but moving into and conquering communist China, and also Zibisan Ma. I have um, I have cavalry units over here that are pushing their way westward as best they can. The the Chinese are holding off the attacks here better than I anticipated, but we'll be doing our best that we can to keep going as westward as far as we can. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Since I've saved the game successfully, we're seeing how everything's going here. Let's go ahead and start playing. We do have a couple of battles that are ongoing here. This one, even though it's at 18%, really that's the only unit that's in any good order. These forces have been attacking for, oh goodness, the last 2 months probably. I think since end of August or so. So honestly, they're still doing well. We have another unit that kind of had to pull out because it was losing org rapidly, but we'll bring them back in pretty soon. We have another conflict here that's just basically trying to pin these units in place so they don't escape, run away, while we complete our push to this province here with our main battle line and going up north as well to finally cut off this area here. We have looks like they're attacking me in a couple spots here, but nothing I really need to worry about at this point. The Chinese had some probing attacks in Changshu, but because that's a province that has couple of pillboxes and fortresses, even though they're damaged right now, we were able to hold that attack off without any problems. In fact, with what I have here, my army unit's just going to basically kind of roam back and forth as need be to help defend in any provinces that are getting attacked. But what we have here, I think, is more than sufficient to hold Shanghai and the surrounding area, this beachhead here, until we can get some further reinforcements to move in here and expand out the beachhead. Like I said, the next my Marines, once they kind of regain their org fully, I want to have them land in Fuzhou and create a beachhead in this area next. But that will be probably in about a week or so. But let's go ahead and continue onward here. I'm running it at speed 3, um, just because I don't want to waste anybody's viewing time here. I know everybody's time is very valuable, so I don't want to be going too slow in regards to my gameplay. This is about the speed that I play when I'm in conflict anyway. Sometimes I may slow it down a little bit, like say my Barbarossa attack with Germany. I may slow that down a little bit to speed 2, just that way I can kind of keep an eye on what's going on all up and down that front. But here, we're only fighting in a couple of provinces here. We can kind of keep track of what's happening. Snow is starting to fall. So mountainous regions in China will be seeing snow. Attacking will be very difficult. Um, we are going to be seeing some great difficulty in fighting in communist China and throughout Zibisan Ma this winter, but we shall persevere. Nangang, so they gave up the attack there. They lost almost 5 times as many troops as I did here. We have no decisions. We got some units in poor supply, but that's right. We did capture Tianjin pretty early in the conflict with China, and they're actually a good supply base here. But it looks like I'm still. Let's see. Well, we're not receiving any supply. Now, that's because the game just started. It's only been a couple hours in, so no supplies have actually been moved yet by the AI. We got to wait a couple days to kind of see what the reflection is here. But with these 2 ports taken, we should have sufficient supply for my forces pretty much all throughout here. Once we can link up with this peninsula by pushing south here and westward, once we can link up there and take this out, then these ports will also be providing a great amount of supply. I keep mentioning supply because it becomes an issue with China in the battle in China here very rapidly. Probably we'll see not only the minor effects that we're seeing now, but we'll be seeing some further effects much later on in the game. I think I want to move a few of my let's see, this unit here, we want to move. Um, Probably we'll just leave those two. Actually, we can move one of these guys. Is the guy that's retreating here? He can sit here and just regain org. None of these provinces are going to be attacked because we're providing a spoiler attack. We want to take this province here, but we're providing a spoiler attack on here, so that way none of the units in here can do any attacks elsewhere. But we want to I want to keep pressing westward here in Zebi San Ma because we've got a couple of victory points here that we need to be taking. One of the things I need to do that I just totally forgot and only remembered just now. We need. I went through all the countries, Chinese countries here, and indicated what their final disposition will be once we conquer them. And I hadn't been able to do that for Nat China, Republic of China, because our diplomats were still out until September, I think. So I want to go ahead and now take care of that. For the most part, you don't need to go when you're playing. You don't need to go through each country and tell the AI how you want to address um, conquering them. You do have options for every country. For the most part, it's going to be either conquer or puppet. But select countries, you do have some additional options. Poland, France, China here, a few others. You'll see that there's additional options that you can take. For the most part, the Black Ice Modification provides events that will handle all these for you. I don't necessarily need to select the seize the Chinese coast per se, because there will be an event that'll come along that'll ask, is this what you want to do? You want to seize the Chinese coast, or you just want to, take it for your own, and then you can later on puppet as you see fit. But in this case, I want to go ahead and get that taken care of. We're gonna seize the Chinese coast. Well, at the end of all this will be is once we have conquered China here, we'll have all the coastal territories of China, a good portion of it, which is where their industry base largely is. They have some interior, of course, but mostly it's on the coastal lines here. Resources, some resources as well. And then once we've taken that, then it'll automatically puppet the remainder of China here, and forget what they call it exactly, but the uh, the country will be a puppet just like Manchukuo and Menjiang. So you have some communist Chinese that were up in Menjiang, but they took care of that. Good. Yeah, we've got I have rebels turned on, so we will be seeing some effects from that from time to time until we can take out the communist Chinese. We'll be seeing the effects of communist Chinese popping up here and there pretty soon. I think at the beginning of 1938, the Nat Chinese will be throwing partisans all over the place. Usually anywhere from half a dozen to a dozen different provinces, even in Taiwan for that matter, but mostly in the rear areas where we have conquered. So we'll be keeping an eye, and that's why I have this expeditionary force as well. For the most part, they're being used here to push westward, but I will be using this Manchukuo expeditionary force to guard my rear and knock out any partisans as they show up. Well, we've gotten. Let's see. Our spies have actually improved a bit. We were at 0 for a while here, so I may need to address that a little bit. But we stole some plans from the Germans. For those that may have forgotten, I have spies in Germany, the UK, Russia, and the United States, all looking for tech. Um, I just try to utilize this in a manner to where we can get research tech that I may not be going for per se, or in this case, core headquarter level 2 that I would be going for, but I may not be researching it right now. So that's pretty handy to have at this point in time. Is that this here? Yes. So we got core headquarter. We already had core headquarter rank 1, and now we just stole rank 2 from the Germans. So the next one we can learn is rank 3, which there's no need to do that at this point in time. Progressing along pretty nicely. I do keep an eye on these battles just to make sure that my units don't disappear. Those who saw me a couple episodes ago, we had a tank unit that just died and returned over to Dalian. Uh, we got good, good. This is what I was waiting for. We need to really get this and then push forward up to here very rapidly. And I see the Chinese are playing some spoiler attacks to try to allow their troops to retreat. I see they're moving into here, which is okay. Do that, please, because we're going to be, you know, attacking that anyway. But they also have a unit that's trying to move out as well. You can see there is some sense of movement from the Chinese here, where they're realizing that they're going to get cut off, and thus they're trying to move out of that trap. That's why I'm kind of attacking here to kind of pin the units that are here. And I may do the same in my other provinces as well. Airport capabilities, we'll let that ride. And we do want to go ahead and, even though that gives a minus 5% IC malice penalty until February, the bonus that it gives once we build an airport is a 2% organizational bonus for, or a 0.2%, I should say, organizational bonus to my air units. So we've got a couple of these units here that need to board the waiting transport ships at Tokyo, and they'll get transported over to here. Again, I want the five guys here, actually in this province here, and we're going to start pushing from here southward till we get to this river here. We do need to go there and go here, here, and here. And actually, I'll just kind of go this way because it's the same number of provinces, whether I go there or there. I want to end up at Weishan, or actually as close to Weishan as possible. These guys will be pushing this way. Speaking of, are they ready? I think they are. We got 2 units. We're going to pivot some forces here. Yeah, we're going to leave that the way that is. I was hoping to be able to push on this river line here, so that way I wouldn't need as many defenses. We can use the river as defense. However, the Chinese have a lot of units stacked, so we're going to utilize this as our main pivot point here. Um, this unit, actually, we can have them just go there, and then this guard unit, we can have them go over there. This way, all these guys will just attack due south. And the point here is we're going to attack in here, leave one guy behind, attack the next province, leave a guy behind, attack next, leave a guy behind, and attack next. So seeing that, I'm actually going to have to attack this way. I won't be able to make the river here because I won't have enough forces coming through. I'm just attacking with one guy at a time. So in order to close off this area here, we're going to create this as the line instead. Okay. And all these guys, we have several of them will be attacking tomorrow. Okay. I really need to replace that leader here, but I need to finish what's going on. You can see the air organization actually went up 0.1%, sorry. But nonetheless, that's pretty handy. We have some units built. We can cheer mightily at that because that is my Marines. It's 4 different regiments that I'm adding to my personalized hero unit, if you will, turning him into a Marine unit. Once I do that, then and he gets joined up there, then I'll go ahead and send him to Shanghai, where he'll join the rest of the Marines. We've got 6 currently, and with him, that'll be 7 Marines I'll have. That'll be a very efficient fighting force to create a beachhead around Fuzhou. And then once we have that, then probably our next will be Shantou. After there, my plan long range will be taking this area here, moving up the peninsula, uh, holding all this here with my Marines, and then pushing into the Gungsi Click with my Marines and any other reinforcements we can kind of scrabble together. Attacks are going pretty well. This is actually, I was going to say, this will start looking better because we got several units in here that are going to end up attacking. And actually with that, we are going to have them support, him support, and this will open up the width of the combat front quite a bit here. And you see it jumped up from the teens all the way up to 40 there. We'll have all these units being able to attack. Nankang. They must have been attacking me there as a spoiler here to try to mitigate the attack that I'm doing to Liaoqiang. The AI is pretty smart in its own way. It kind of realizes, it sees what you're doing and realizes. I may be attributing more to its intelligence than is really there, but it seems to me that the AI is able to determine if you're trying to cut them off, and will make moves to mitigate that. You can see they're kind of like they were moving around a little bit here to try to get out of um, that cauldron, if you will. We did, yeah. So we won here as I kind of expected. Again, it was just to pin the units that are there, weaken them enough so that way when they do retreat out, the next time they attack, it'll be a much quicker and easier attack overall. This conflict should be ending probably in a couple of weeks here. Taigu. Oh, somebody got wrecked. Um, and that was this other armored unit here. Yeah, attacking here to there. Should have been paying a little more attention to that conflict. Um, so we'll let him sit and just wait until probably, the end of the year. That's a bit long. I may still ship him, but I actually may ship him over here, so that way we can kind of push. The plains will work out a little bit better for him than where they're currently attacking here in the mountains. I got another two armored units are doing the same thing where they're attacking there in the mountains. That's not good for armored units to be doing. So overall, everything's going along pretty smoothly and handily. I would love to be attacking here, but unfortunately, we got to finish. I got to finish this province here so I can capture it and begin our push down south into communist China. Once that has occurred, then I can start pivoting all my cavalry units and specialized light infantry and sending them further westward. Standard infantry branch, um, that's over here. They got uh, their increase here. Why? Oh, that's 1938. 36 Tech. I was going for the light infantry, thinking that's what got built, but no, it was the standard infantry. The light infantry is still getting worked on here, so that keeps my troops in a fighting form, if you will. So I, I'm currently throwing 40 leadership towards my research. 39 is all I need, so we need to select some other things to kind of research here. For the very first 2 years, 36 and 37 of the game, I focus with Japan and its nation, land forces, doctrines, and even chain of command here. I leave the naval forces, air forces alone, kind of, though there are some select things. For example, CAG, carrier aircraft prototype, submarines, carriers. I will go ahead and research those because I consider them urgent tech. They're tech that I need to stay on top of and even ahead of the game. You can see there's some tech here that's 1938, which is 1 year ahead. Typically, for your research, you want to stay the same year, um, so that way you're not losing any time in researching. You can even research 1 year ahead and not experience any penalties. But the moment you research something that's 2 years ahead, you see it becomes inefficient research. It's too far ahead, and you're going to see it'll take even longer to research it than it would be for even say 38 tech. There's like a 50%, I believe, increase in time that it takes, and it gets even worse, I believe, for things that are even further ahead in advance, like a research like carrier class that would take even longer. I don't know if I have any research that's like even further away than 1940. In any event, we need to work on some. I need to set up some more research here for Japan. I want to work on getting more leadership initially here, so we're going to get that advanced education investment. More leadership means I can get more officers, more research projects going. My officers are down to 85% now. We were at a high of 97% before war with China. So we need more leadership to try to get more officers here. Nothing else in that category I want to get. IC, we want to, our IC is in the red at this point, largely because of a lot of penalties due to getting units created on the board. We want to make sure we can kind of mitigate that and improve my IC situation here. So we're going to go through everything that can get me IC here. If there's anything electronics, yeah, electronic computing and mechanical computing have research efficiency, but that's 1940 tech, so we're not going to worry about that for right now. Construction, we have everything there that we could potentially use. Eventually, I may get fortresses, but not right now. We're not going to touch the secret category at all because, quite honestly, there's not enough leadership for Japan to be able to focus on any of these efficiently. The same kind of goes with the atomic nuclear science technologies. Really, Japan can't build the bomb effectively. With that, we're +2. Let me look at my urgent emerging techs here. That's my infantry. These two and these four. I want to make sure that we're ahead and staying on top of the game. That's my artillery, and these three feed into the artillery brigades. These four top ones feed into the standard and light infantry brigades, so they're all looking good. My CAG is looking fine. Um, Actually, I take that back. We need to research all of these. These four here feed into these prototypes, and all of these feed into these prototypes. So I need to research these, the 37 tech, so I can research my next level of CAG. Subs, well, we've got a few that we can research there. Anything that is 1938 or older, I will research, which that is a lot of stuff. But again, I just want to stay on top of and ahead of these particular techs here, because I want to be the best of the best, as it were. So again, it's 1937, so anything that's 1938 or older, looks like carrier tech is staying on top here. So we're looking good. I'll leave that alone as it is. So that attack finished up nicely. This one just kind of plugging along. I'm not really too concerned. I may actually, let's go ahead and have those support, see if we can't speed that up. And they will also support. Yeah, we just over doubled, almost tripled the. Yeah, they're gonna do a spoiler attack here to try to take out my units here because that's too strong of attack. But I need this province taken care of like now, so I can move all of these cav units that are kind of holding here. I need to move them all westward so we can keep going into Zibi San Ma. I also have some specialized light infantry I want to move in there as well because they're fairly speedy. They gave up the attack. Good. And we're going all right there. How's this one? Okay, that's going along smoothly. Lianqing. We won that one, but they're attacking me now and kind of holding me back, preventing me from going in there. Our units here have made their way. We need to attach them to headquarter units that are in the vicinity, and we're going to have them come on down here. We're going to have them go there, and there, drop one guy off, and there. That guy will attack here, and he will support. By the time these guys get down here, the combat probably will still be going on. Maybe not though. 72%. That's pretty good. But in any event, they'll be coming in, and it'll force the matter. And I should win this pretty handily, and then we'll be able to come all the way down. Yep, we took him out. Large looks like it was a Gunxi click that was there. But we will have that province. We'll be moving in to meet up at Weishan with these guys. Or Zhaozang, I should say. This will be the meeting point here. Okay, we can tick that off. Haven't had much in the way of naval combat very recently here. Last one was probably about a couple of weeks ago, which, speaking of, I think we need to save the game here. We won that battle. Cool. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. I try to save weekly when it comes to conflict, when I'm in combat. Yeah, sure. We You're producing a lot of energy. Give me a couple bucks or a couple pennies. Um, I try to save the game weekly, just that way, in case of crash or anything like that, I'm not losing a lot of progress. Attritional warfare. We can let that. Actually, we won't let that ride. It's just grand battle plan, which is not like an urgent tech. So we'll go ahead and say excellent and tick that off. We won in Xinzhou. Good. So this completes the encirclement. All these units are dead. They just don't know it yet. Okay. On that note, we're going to, let's see, my militia, I'm going to be having them kind of array around here. They'll be holding all these kind of areas. So let us take the first corps overall, and we'll have them march on down. We'll say there. That leaves, that's fine, those guys, and that's fine. So this guy will next attack into here. These guys will support that attack. And we'll have a couple of cavalry also support the attack across the river, so that's not all that great. It's not ideal, but that's fine. Since the only province they border that's enemy held is here, we'll have the remainder of those units march on south here, and this guy will support that attack there. Since we're attacking on those two provinces, we'll have these guys move into here. And okay. We will, oh, they can't support, oh, they're being attacked, it says. When I have opportunity, I'll also have these units support there. That's only two guys there. They're all embroiled, everybody's embroiled in this conflict here. We're trying to get this to be won. It should be won very rapidly. All these guys are single digit organization and would be breaking very soon here. I have two units here. I'm wondering if I can go ahead and just, yeah, we'll go ahead and just attack there and just see what that transpires. So we got a bunch more conflicts. Okay, these are probably false 99s, but they're probably actually going to be pretty good attacks nonetheless. That sounds about right at 24%. They only have the two units there. Nangang, they attacked us again. We lost some units indeed, but they lost a whole bunch more. Meanwhile, we're moving into Liaochang. I do have the militia. Yeah, militia's heading that way for defense. Light infantry branch, that's good. We're at where we need to be there. I need to start researching these as well, because that's all. I mentioned that these were urgent texts, and I neglected to actually select them for research. I want to definitely make sure I do. And as you see, we have a couple that already have some research points assigned to them, infantry support and small arms. That's because of the conflict in Somalia. We had sent troops to assist Abyssinia against Italy. It kind of ticked Italy off against us, but nonetheless, we got a couple free brigades out of it, and also that research. So we're happy for that. So it looks like here the Spanish Civil War should be ending soon. I would have been expecting by the end of the month here, but the yeah, Barcelona should have already been. I figured already been taken by now. Down here, looks like they're kind of, yeah, like pushed into that province here. It may be possible, if we look at victory locations, it may be possible that they're going for that one. I don't know. I'd be going for Barcelona. It's worth 10 points there. They got Spanish Republic. Communists got that victory point back. They are at 78.5%. Alrighty. Xinjiao. So they finished their attack there, and once we are able to, which will be in half a day or so, we're going to have these guys support the attack here. We're not actually going to move in. This looks about right. 3%, 3%. There's a bunch of units that are in here. That will change though, because we'll be having some units assisting here. We won in Junan. Good. They're attacking us, but they gave up the attack pretty rapidly. This won't actually affect us quite so much. This will actually get if we were pushed a little bit further, and I'm not sure where this is exactly at here. Our structure southeast of Zhengzhou. Where is Zheng? Oh, misspelled it wrong. Zhengzhou. So that's here. The infrastructure of the area southeast of Zhangzhou will be heavily damaged. So they're saying right around here for the next 4 months will be difficult to attack. To be quite honest, this hurts the Chinese a lot more than it even hurts us. I don't think we'll even see any effects because you can see we're pushing. We're going to be going to this river here. We're not going to be engaging in this operational area, probably not until next year, I'd imagine, because we want to consolidate what we have going on here, push to the river here as well, consolidate what we've got going on here, and focus. A lot of our units start focusing on Shaanxi and taking that out of the war, as well as Communist China. So I don't think we need to worry about that event here. But there are some, with Black Ice, there are several historical events similar to this here that because it happened in the real war in the real world. You'll see it happen in game as well. You can see the specifics that are happening to China in this case. February of 38 is when that gets wrapped up, so not a big deal. If we were doing far better than we are right now, okay, that we would see impacts because the infrastructure would be dramatically affected, and we would be seeing supply issues there. All right, we had a good battle. Yes, finally. I knew that was going to fall soon because all those units were just that I was fighting were in single digits. Okay, we are going to have all these guys. Um, let's have them support the attack here so we can push in. Actually, I'm going to have him come down there like so. So I don't know. I have all my guys moving in, and there are some Man, Manchurian units in here that they may come in with me. They're not currently fighting, but they may sit. I don't know, but I don't want to lose that province. Alrighty, so now that we have this province here, we don't need to worry about any attacks. So all of my cavalry units here are going to start turning westward there. This guy, I want him also to go westward. These guys, yeah, they can sit where they're at. We're actually going to look at pushing further south once we're able to. And Chinese are trying to hold me off. It's like they know where I'm trying to go and what I'm trying to do. Yeah, we'll hold off on that pretty well. This is good. Close air support prototype. We would be researching this anyway down the road, but we're not able to at this point because there's not enough leadership to assign to air power right now. I'll probably next year when I start doing that. So this is good that we stole these blueprints. This will help improve our close air support that we have already, which I have all my air units assigned attacking in an area um, all throughout China here. I'll kind of leave that going until say I take Shaanxi, then I'll look again and see what my air units are doing. Actually, I probably should do that anyway because yeah, there's a few that I had stopped because they were not healthy looking. And in this case here, they're losing quite a bit of strength. I don't want to see that happen. They need to regain their strength. Actually, I need to send them to Qingdao. That has a pretty decent airport. They can repair 8 units there. Dalian's all right. It can repair 12 units, but I have more than 12 there. So I need to kind of shift some my forces out and put them into other areas here. That guy, their range is 350, so we'll send him over here to Beijing. Yeah, my interceptors are going all over here. They, I will actually send them down to Shanghai. Shanghai is a decent airport, and I can use some close air support in this area eventually. While they're regaining their strength, which that's going to take some time. That'll take about a couple months. They don't need to actually be attacking. So yeah, all these guys. So we aren't attacking now with any of my bombers. Um, Medium and light bombers are getting repaired. I can only repair 4, and I have 5 here. Let's, I think. Yeah, I didn't have anybody actually go to this airport here. I'm going to send my medium bombers to here, rebase here, where they'll be able to repair, and that'll leave the light bombers to fully repair as well. So I have to remember probably around December, I'll check all my air power again just to see where their strength is at. Um, and then we can utilize them in their attack. I do feel that my air power helped in the initial attacks on these cities here. Uh, they just got rolled over too easily and too quickly. We've got some. Why do I only have 2 units attacking there? Because wow, he got messed up really quick and early. You know what? Uh, we're just going to simply retreat. The cavalry can't maintain that attack there. Yeah. Wow. Apparently there are so many Chinese units in here, and it's in the mountains that the couple of units that I have aren't going to be able to sustain that attack. Here, yeah, we got the kind of the same thing going on. I got some units that need to rest and recuperate. Here, well, are they getting? Yeah, they're getting attacked. Now they're not. So okay, all those are completed. We're going to have all of them support the attack here, and that doubled the chances. So I need to finish up. Yeah, I need to finish up this here, and once I do, then I can help move in the rest of the area there. Got a bunch of combats going on all throughout there. Still not moving here just yet. Almost, almost. Chinese are doing some spoiler attacks. We'll let that ride because we're at 1935 tech there. If this is all for fuel, you are all getting canceled. Because quite honestly, if you look, we're all green in our resources here. I can actually sell some things. Or in the case of like metal here, energy, I don't need to buy any energy. We're good with that. Metal, we're doing pretty well. We're gaining close to 100 a day. 50,000 is my mark where I say, okay, that looks good. We need reinforcements up a bit there. This I need improved. I think those spawn penalties go away. At least one of them goes away pretty soon here. Um, yeah, my supplies will let that ride here. Once supplies reach 50,000, then I'll average that out to what my needs are. My metals, 50,000 is a good number that I like to arrive at for my resources overall. So a lot of these, I think I can cancel some of these trades here, which will free up some convoys as well for other use. Yeah, we'll kick that one to the curb. Soviet Union will kick that one to the curb. So that's 11 metal. We'll be gaining just over 80 a day at this point now. We saved a buck. We'll leave the rest going here. The crude oil, that's fine. Okay. Cavalry is moving over. We don't have any conflicts going over there. This one, whoops, not looking all that great. So let us pull them off. I have another unit here. We'll have them now support the attack. That's why I moved them down, was to help support that attack so they can stay in the province, but also support the attack and make it easier. There we go. Liang, there we are. That extra unit made the difference. We suffered tremendous casualties compared to the Chinese, but nonetheless, um, that's fine there. Feng Shui, yeah. So the Chinese are attacking me up all along all up and down the border here. Uh, yeah, that should be petering out pretty soon. That one I'm not too concerned about. Our oh, we have, yes, there we are. Totally forgot about this. Not that it matters. We're still regaining org for the actual Marine unit himself, um, but that's all right. We need to gain them together. What was the size? 88. So actually, that's good. We're now going to transport them to Shanghai. That way, now I've got all my Marine units in one location with all of the fleets that I'll be using to transport them and their assaults. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm not too concerned with any of these attacks that the Chinese are doing on me. It's these attacks that I'm doing that I kind of need to keep an eye on. Yeah, I'm seeing some. This will be finishing up here very rapidly. I know it says 58%, but honestly, you can see these guys, they're just fading away. It's nighttime. There we go. Now these guys should disappear. And that was for there, I'm sure. Dongshen, good. And yes, so we lost quite a bit of units there, but they lost a lot more. Um, with that now, so who do I have? Oh, I think these guys are the ones moving into there. Not sure how I'm going to pull this off. Yeah, I think I'll have him move in there so he can help assist with the attacks there. I'm going to go ahead and assign him a leader. Sure, we'll use this guy, Fortress Busser, Defensive Doctrine, and gain some bonus experience. If it is fuel, we do not need. Okay, reinforcements are looking good there. At this point, we have enough in the way of production there to get this guy worked on fully, and this one almost. So my 2 armor units that are over here, I'll have reinforcements for them pretty soon. Speaking of, I have this guy here. Yeah, he's waiting. Regain his strength there. Okay. I don't need fuel. We have a party rally, which is good because I need 80% in my unity here. So for $100, we are happy to spend that. Um, for the rest of the year, we'll actually be losing some money, or not gaining as much money. 50% loss will just probably mean I'll be gaining like a couple bucks. But a 0.05 national unity, that will boost me up to 79.23. I need that 80%. Need that 80%. Fuel we don't need. So we won the battle again at Liaochang. I guess, yeah, they're probably, since they're cut off here, it's just these 3 provinces are probably shifting forces around as they get killed or they lose too much org. They're retreating, and that's why I'm fighting in that area. Yeah, these guys can't make it just down there just yet. We won't be attacking any further there. Well, that should be finishing fairly soon. And that's the only unit that's defense worthy, and they're going down very rapidly. Okay, so they finally gave up the attack there. Yeah, we got a cavalry unit that we have to pull off. And honestly, let's just go ahead and retreat the rest. Yeah, we suffered way too many casualties there in that province. You see, they're attacking in select areas over and over and over again. I'm assuming the AI does not get attack delays like the player does, which that's fine. I guess there has to be some mechanism by which that the player suffers a penalty, if you will. So we got this from the Soviets. It's not going to actually help me any. I mean, it's nice, cool. We do have some light armor. I don't have actual armor or armor battalions. We do have light armor, but that's cool to get nonetheless. We're pushing into here. That's looking good. And you know what? I have a third unit that I will go ahead and support that attack, so we can kind of speed that up a little bit. Reinforcements need to be kicked down to the curb some. There we are. Now both these units will be fully staffed here. We're shedding off 0.02 a day, so less than 100 days, say about 90 days, 95 days, that descent will be gone. Machine gun and mortar support. That's 1939 tech. We'll go ahead and remove that. Nice to get, though. Alrighty, so these units are all here. They're looking okay, but I don't think we're ready yet to engage in this province. I feel there are far too many Chinese units here that are in good order. So we're going to hold off. And I should be looking at the weather as well, because we see, yeah, so as I say it, snowfall increases. Snow will be affecting us in China here. It'll make conditions difficult. I do still plan to get Shanxi here. I was hoping to get it at the end of last month, but that was a little bit ahead of our station there. Yeah, we wanted Changchun again. Got a radar station in Nagata. Cool. We'll have this will provide 3 more marine units, so that will get me 10 total marine units, which that's good. We will need 10 marine units in 1941 for sure. You can see the IC hit through April there. The overall icy hit with black ice, you get these events where, as long as you indicated at the very beginning that you wanted historical units, you get these events that provide you those historical units from time to time. The old method used to be they just appear into your production queue and you can build them as you saw fit. This new method, they instantly appear when they're supposed to on the map. And to simulate them having been built, you receive a penalty. In this case, we lose 12% of our IC as well. We lose some materials, the amount of materials that could be expected to be fed into getting them built, as well as the officers and manpower and supplies to all do the same too. The thinking, and I'm not going to fully explain it. There's a post or two where the mod developers fully go into the explanation of how the math works on this. But the thinking is that the IC penalty you receive is actually less than the amount of IC you would spend in the old method over time. Um, the IC penalty is based upon what I believe your base IC is, um, whatever range it's in. So like from 0 to 50, the percentage would be much less. 50 to 100, that percentage would be a bit more. 100 to 150, you'd have a bit more of an IC penalty. Um, so that overall, if you try to keep your IC base to where a good amount, this shouldn't hurt you overly much compared to if you were building these normally. In fact, if I were to build a marine unit, it would actually cost me more than what you see here. So yay on that. We got some more marine units that we're going to utilize here. They should all be in Tokyo, yes, and we are going to have to assign some units or some leaders to them. Let me go ahead and kick off the filter and select. Where's my Marines? There we go. Marine. There are none. Jungle rat will be the next one I'm going to use. Okay, cool. So with that one, we will Select him. Select him. They actually have, for Jungle Rat, they also have some pretty good, like the Commando is very nice to have here too. I probably should have selected the Order of the Rising Sun as well because that has the amphibious attack bonus. He does have the Order of the Rising Sun, and he does as well. Okay. I think I may have seen it out of the corner of my eye, and that's why I selected them. Nonetheless, let us get these guys boarded on that transport in Tokyo. And as indicated at the very beginning of the game, I have ships stationed in Tokyo for events like this, where units will appear in Tokyo or elsewhere in Japan proper, and I'll send them down to Tokyo or the other location where I have all my other passenger liners here. So that way they can be shipped out rapidly to the front where they're needed, in this case here in Shanghai, where the rest of my Marines are. I also have passenger ships here in Dalian. Since the majority of my fighting force here is assigned ultimately to this six-star general, the Kwangtung Theater, any units that die, like we saw with this armor unit, will appear in Dalian, regardless of what the actual event says when they do die. I think the events that this guy spawned when he lost too much strength said that he got reforged in Tokyo. Quite honestly, no, that's wherever your six-star general is that he's ultimately assigned to, or appropriate higher level general. I think if you're assigned to say strictly a five-star general, he's not assigned to anybody. Then that's where he'll end up. In any event, we are pressing forward here because I'm getting to my 1 hour mark. As I indicated, I don't want to waste anybody's time just nattering on. Okay, this is going to take a while. It looks like they're attacking me. This province here is bordered by 5 different enemy provinces, and they all have lots and lots of units in them. So my attacks into here is going to probably take quite a bit of time. You know what? I think I have something I can do about that. So I moved all my militia over here. Ostensibly, they're going to be used. Militia will be used to staff um, these cities once we have them captured or once they're able to move there. Uh, so there's already 2 there that need some militia. There's be a third one up here as well. I'll put my fourth one. The fifth one probably somewhere's close by because the main headquarter unit will be nearby to provide them all support. But I think what I'm going to do in this case here to kind of speed things up somewhat is to have them also attack and then drop them off one at a time here. There we go. This way we can push forward here quickly. It's just taking too long with all the spoiling attacks that Chinese are doing here. This is going pretty well. Actually, this should be finishing up very soon because they're going to break. So we're pushing. I only have 2 units that are going to move here and here. So we need to be pushing down here much more rapidly than we are at this point. Okay, he needs to hold there. Okay, he needs to support that attack going down south there. Those guys they're too weak to do anything, and they're too weak to even bother going anywheres there. Lin Yi, excellent. As I saw, that unit is going to be cracking here pretty soon, so we're pushing forward here. These guys are doing their job. They're holding the line for this peninsula, and they're pushing to meet the forces coming south from northern China here, but they're held up by all the fighting there. Further research, and that's from my Minister of Science here, who does destroyers, cruisers, and capital ships. I'm going to replace him in January, and probably the next episode, with Keji here, because he's my carrier specialist, and I need to start getting some research on my aircraft carriers and associated tech on that. But that's for future. We got light aircraft factory by 1. Good. Light aircraft that handles CAGs, interceptors, the CAS, close air assault. Formation of the 10th Army. So this probably is just going to be an army unit, maybe. Supplement rapidly sent to supplement the Japanese Shanghai Expeditionary Army in China. We'll see the Nanking Massacre eventually. But I think that'll be a unit that'll appear here. So we'll see in just a moment. And as I described, the units that this event is creating, if we had built them ourselves, would end up costing more in IC and resources than is displayed here. So actually, these type of events, you really do save a bunch uh, in regards to what's being spent there. So I do like to go ahead and get all my historical units as they need to be built. Let me turn on land units and see who that is. Yep, that's that guy along with the specialized light infantry unit. This is good. I can use him to begin to kind of push out. Where I don't know exactly, but nonetheless, it is a unit that I can utilize here. This guy needs to get associated with the overall hierarchy, and he can actually hold one more. Good. Alrighty, we should be getting. Do I have? Real quick, let me just double check to make sure I don't have any hidden units up there. No. Anybody here? Nope. Good. Everybody's moved down to where they need to be. I know I had a couple of units, a headquarters unit and an actual army unit up here in Manchukuo, so they should have moved down towards the front here at some point. Um, uh, you'll see me occasionally checking on my rear area, and if you're wondering why, it's just because sometimes there'll be a unit that I've forgotten about that's just kind of hanging back. And also, too, sometimes we have a leader that needs to get applied. This is a 4-star, so I want to put a bit of a better leader. I try to keep my leaders with 4 traits to my core headquarter units, my army headquarter units. Thus, I'll put 5 trait generals on. Um, that actually would be pretty good to have. River speed, attack speed. Yeah, all of these. Very handy. So I'll have him get assigned there. Okay. Let's move these guys around a little bit. Things are getting kind of, not confused, but things are kind of stacking up somewhat, and I don't need all of these headquarter units where they are. All right, so that's looking a little bit better. I can actually move him down there. There we go. And I bet you all these guys want to give me fuel. They do, and I don't want. Alrighty. Need to say, but real quick, let's see. Finally, one for the umpteenth time in Liaochang. The attack that was going on there got spoiled. Let me save real quick here. It's been a couple of weeks, and I want to, I think, begin the attack from these units minus him. They're on the capital city. We will. Well, they're getting attacked, so never mind. There we go. We won in Taigu. We'll have him support the attack there. We're still fighting our way. That might take a little while, but that's okay. Um, hmm. I wonder, are we? Nah, we just need to wait. Yeah, I need to reduce these provinces, but honestly, I can just wait. Okay, monsoon is over. Doesn't really affect us. If we were engaged in Southeast Asia here, southern China, or even in Southeast Asia proper, we'd be seeing the effects on that. Fuel, no thank you. We're red in supplies. Let me see what might be going on there. League of Nations condemns Japan. Oh, noes. So sorry. Send more troops to Shanghai. We want to say yes on this because we have succeeded in taking Shanghai and expanding the beachhead around it. These 3 divisions will be removed from their current locations to be sent to Shanghai. That is fine. We do lose a bunch more IC. That negative 24% is going to really, really hurt us. And I think that's why we're losing. I was going to look and see why I'm losing so much of the in supply here. And probably that's because I'm losing so much in IC right now. Let's see here. So the Marine unit's heading going there. So we have a unit here. Associate him with the nearby. Another unit there. Associate him as well. Ooh, we got several units in Shanghai. And it's a low under strength infantry division. It's more of a brigade, infantry brigade than anything else. But I can use them in some assistive battles here. There we go. So we have a bunch of units that I need. Move to Suzhou there, and then from here, I think I'll begin to expand my beachhead here. I believe I will start heading north. So I have 4 units, well, actually 5, because I have a specialized light infantry armor unit, 6, and then 7 for that guy there. We're only able to attack here. This is bordered by these 2 provinces. And this one, yes, they're not bordered by that one at all. So I have to focus my attack through here, which has that pillbox and fortress. Fortunately, it's only a 1, where these were 2s, and actually these battles weren't all that bad. So I should have an easy time going here. Yeah, let's. I had them going straight to the middle here because I was thinking maybe I might pivot and go south, but I think all of these guys need to go up here. And I'll go with my very strong armor unit here. You can see you got a motorized brigade. The light armor battalion is what they already started with, and a light armor regiment as well. So it's an upper strength armor unit here for the Japanese. That conflict is still going. Uh-oh. I see we have a problem. Yeah, took one of the units that went there. So we're going to call that battle off. One unit needs to, right? One unit needs to retreat up there. The other unit needs to go up there because I think that may be going away, and I don't want to open the floodgates. So I actually had 2 units. 2 of the units that are here in Shanghai now were pulled from the units that were here in this peninsula. The other one was there apparently. Okay. We're going to move him over there. So that's a negative you can see about the historical forces is that pull them from their historical units, but if you're using the units in a different manner than they were historically, and you will definitely run into some problems. Yeah, they're going to be pushing into here. That's fine. I've got this specialized light infantry, which is rather weak right now, but that's okay. They're strong enough to hold here. I think there's probably only like 1 Chinese unit moving into Yangquang, and I'll be able to hold it. This guy's going to actually disappear by the start of the next day there. I think we're running low, yeah, on resources. But I mentioned that I need to take a look at my supplies here. We are deeply in negatives. Things are not looking too good here. So much IC is being sent to the to simulate all my historical units being built that we're not able to supply enough IC to where we need it at. Stop upgrades for right now. Reinforcements need to be kind of maxed out. Supplies kind of need to be they need to go the opposite way where they're going at this point in time. So I'm going to drop this down to about 22 for production. That way, we're still producing on this armor unit here and get it done in a month, well, 2 months, and we'll reverse this trend of negative supplies here in the coming of days. Alrighty, we'll let things kind of go a little bit further here. This conflict is taking a while. Do I have? Yeah, he's supporting. Nobody there supporting. That conflict is going. They must be shifting reinforcements from several of these provinces here, because I would have thought that this conflict would have been over a little bit quicker. They are getting attacked over and over to the point where they're not able to regain their org sufficiently. Yeah, that's not looking terrific. How are we doing here? Now, their org regain is not the best. However, we will go with these units and we'll see what we're able to take care of. Normally, I would tell them to, go a little bit further, but I'm just going to have them attack this province here. That's Mongolia up north, so we don't need to worry about that. And that's going to be a low infrastructure province, so we don't need to worry about moving into there. We'll attack here, and then from there we can kind of head south and southwest. But I want to see how this conflict goes before making that call. Redirect your manpower decision. We can pull some manpower reserves to use in other areas of our war effort. Yeah, let's see what we're able to do here in this case. So we'll probably be losing manpower, 250 manpower, as we can see. Um, we can put it towards officers, where we will gain officer recruitment of 40%, which that's a huge gain. You see, we've got about 35% in negatives right there, so that's going to outweigh the negatives and actually give a little bit of a positive bonus. So we should be gaining more officers. Put it towards factory workers, we'll gain some IC efficiency. Or we can put it towards research, we'll get research efficiency. Oh, very, very tempting in all three fronts, but I think where we need the most, I mean, honestly, I need IC. I need IC, period. The IC efficiency would be very nice to have because it'll make things a little bit better in what I'm building. But unfortunately, I'm not. All my production's going, IC production's going to other areas other than my production queue. So the IC efficiency, that's not going to be terribly helpful here right now. This lasts for a full year, but I think I need to get my officers up to the green. I need to get up to 90%, a little bit further, because if I keep dropping like this, due to losses I'm sustaining in my conflicts, like some of these really bad conflicts that I've selected, as well as the historical units I'm building, I'm getting to the red, and that's not good. So we're going to go for officer training. And immediately it ticked up, and instead of 66 officers, now 78.7. So that is good to see. We'll let this tick a little bit further. I'll be wrapping this up here probably in the next 5 minutes or so. I do appreciate everybody watching here. This is running a little bit overly long, over an hour, but I kind of want to get a little bit further here. I was hoping to, by this episode, kind of have this all taken care of, but the Chinese fooled me up here. They made me think that they were going to be pushovers for the most part, but I should have learned once we were attacking this difficult nut here to crack that it wouldn't be as easy as I initially anticipated. So this is turning out to be quite the quagmire. And in fact, I may have to rethink overall how I'm handling this. It's a good thing I moved the militia where I did, because I'll need the militia along with the units I have attacking here to kind of push and make that join up here. Yeah. Um, we'll hold on to that artillery there. That's fine. That guy is taking a while to get to where he needs to be. 5 days though. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully he can beat whoever is moving to Rizal. Alrighty. Yeah, I think I'll be calling it here momentarily. The battle for the Shaanxi capital actually is moving along pretty smoothly. I feel 52%. It's going the way I kind of want it to go. This battle not going quite the way I want to. I was hoping to have it already completed, and then the units that moved in here, I could use them to support the attack in the capital and create a little bit more of an open open with there, but we're not actually seeing that happen. Um, this we're not able to work on until all my units kind of regain some of their org. We're going to have him. I thought that wagon would be, or the horse transport moving away pretty soon, but I think we'll have him. He'll just go over here to that core unit and just merge with them. Yeah, overall, all my units are pretty well spent. Yeah, he needs a leader. They're all pretty well spent at this point in time, so I'm not going to be able to crack just yet until a bit later in the game here. We're going to move these units over there to kind of spread things out a little bit. And that's actually looking not too bad. 52% for what I was expecting would be much, much worse based on earlier attacks. I knew they had a lot of units here. They got 8 divisions. If I have these 2 units support the attack, let me see what happens there. Does that improve at all? Not really. Not really. And in fact, we're losing quite a bit of. So this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy will all pull off. There we are. And I may have to do the same with some other units there too. Finally broke through here to Liashang. We will make it. We will make it over. But I'll need to kind of rethink overall what I'm doing here. I believe I may point them more towards the river here than cutting across. But in any event, I do appreciate everybody watching. I'm gonna go ahead and save the game here, and we will pick this up in the next episode, where hopefully we'll see a little bit better conflict going on here. My goal will be in the next episode to take the capital, take Shanxi out of the war here, to start crushing probably this province here, maybe, or maybe this one. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll start crushing that one and continue our push westward there. We've got our unit set up here to expand the beachhead around Shanghai. I want to kind of push northward here along the river, so we can meet up with what we have here. Once these guys move down here, meet up there, then we'll have some good parity going on with the Chinese. They'll be having to have multiple fronts they'll need to worry about. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next episode. Thank you.